All right, Heidi Easler here, Texas Art and Soul, and I'm so excited to have Cheryl here. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
You're welcome, Heidi. I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you.
Okay, so we are painting prayers. We're actually going to have some fun talks with you about paint parties and all fun things. But first, we wanted to just start painting right away so that you can see what we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to share what, actually, Cheryl, I'm going to let you share what your painted prayers about first. And then we'll kind of talk about like what you're doing in the paint party world. And then I'll share what my painted prayers about.
Okay, well, I'm actually doing a quote, Heidi. I'm doing Maya Angelou quote, and it reads, "If one has courage, no thing can dim the light which shines from within." So Ooh. I love that quote, and I had this board, so I thought I'd put it in the middle and do a heart around it of like flowers and leaves and whatnot.
Oh my gosh, that's really cool. Does that quote have like a special meaning to you?
I love this quote because I think everybody has a special light within, but it's the courage part that's hard to get it out there. So I just think, if you can just get over the little bit of fear, and great things could happen.
Yeah, that's the truth for sure. And y'all, everybody who's jumping on, go ahead and say hello. We are celebrating, and we have one of our Paint Party Headquarters members here with me, Cheryl, and we are celebrating the 3-year anniversary of Paint Party Headquarters, and we are painting prayers. Hey, Sherry from Missouri. I'm going to point this down so y'all can maybe like see here. I'm probably going to end up with a blue boob and a hair. My hair's going to have blue in it. So go ahead and say hi as you come on. And what we're doing today is we are painting prayers. I'm actually using a Calypso, and then I'm going to use some metallic ice blue. So let me know in the comments what your favorite, actually let us know in the comments if you've ever painted, because I bet, Sunny Nichols joined. Welcome, Sunny. Yeah, if you have joined Paint Headquarters this week, let us know because there's only a few days left. So let us know if you've ever done a painted prayer. And then Cheryl, as I'm saying, I see a bunch of people jumping on. Kellyanne's on here saying, and so happy you're here. So Cheryl, go ahead and just let us know what your business name is and how long you've been doing paint parties.
Okay, Heidi, my business name is Tinker's Cart Art, and I've been doing paint parties for about 7 or 8 years now. Years and years ago, when decorative painting was a thing, I taught, toll painting and decorative painting. So I think that lended itself well to starting to do paint nights.
Okay.
And I started.
So that happened when did you say that happened?
About 7 or 8 years ago. I saw paint parties were exploding, and I saw them everywhere. And I thought, I could do that. And I inquired through an ad I saw, and that was just to work for someone else. And then I saw the franchise end of it. And I again said, I could just try to do that on my own. So I ran out and bought supplies, and I booked a few venues that I knew the owners of, and it really rolled. I was 3-4 nights a week before pandemic, corporate team building, restaurants, private parties. And I had a knack for it. So it was kind of cool because I just sort of found that I could teach people in a step-by-step method, and they came out with beautiful paintings. So it was so exciting and cool.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. So since, and everybody that's jumping on, hi Kyrie, hi Julie, hey Victoria, let us know if you can hear us well. Let us know if the voice is okay, all of that good stuff. And I want to know, Cheryl, once I know you were doing those paint parties, once the pandemic hit, what happened? How did it go from there?
Everything stopped. Okay. And Heidi, I forget when I started with PPHQ, because I have to tell you, and to everybody listening, that I kind of thought I knew it all, right? I was jumped in, did paint parties, but I'll tell you, once you came into my life, thank goodness, because during pandemic when it stopped, I mean, you pivoted and taught us all how to do virtual parties, how to sell ceramics, how to do reverse parties. I never knew any of that. All the tech stuff I was pretty good at, but I have to say, I would have never been able to continue through it like I did. The ceramics.
Gosh, So happy to hear that.
It's amazing, amazing, and I want people to know that, because you might think you got your gig going and you're going along, but my goodness, you can learn so much more and expand in places I never thought of even doing.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, we talk, a lot of y'all are probably like, what is a reverse paint party strategy? Right? And then it says, okay, so it sounds like the audio is okay on some people or in and out. So let us know how it's going. And hopefully everything is okay. And I just want to say so much this week it's crazy when tech wants to have issues, isn't it? So
yeah.
Cheryl, I'm sure you've had some issues, huh?
I went live 3 times last week and it never went out there. So it was crazy.
Oh no, I know. I was talking to one of our PPHQ members earlier today, and she was talking about how she was trying to go live and it wasn't letting her. So that was very, very frustrating.
Yep.
Okay, so now doing the online and stuff like that and pivoting. Are you in an area where you're able to start doing paint parties again?
Just opening up. I'm in Massachusetts, and I know a lot of venues really haven't been comfortable and their quotas are down for numbers, but we're just opening up, it looks like, pretty quickly. And I do have venues that have gotten, interested again. But I have to tell you too, Huddy, doing the virtual paint parties, like going by your, instructions and your teachings, I really like it. There's something to be said to going in my basement and turning my camera on and having people show up and painting with me. So I think I will incorporate that going forward still. I really have enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think, even before the pandemic happened, it was like, I remember kind of like, saying like, this is something y'all should be thinking about and doing and all of that kind of stuff. And then once it happened, a lot of y'all jumped on board, just like you did. And I think people have kind of had that thought, like we can still do in person, but we can also do online. So talk a little bit more about how the online paint parties have been for you.
They've been really good. I have been doing quite a few just to get the tech down and get everything down. But I've started now I do free ones, of course, for people, and I do paid events. And I had just like my first paid event the other night, and I had 43 people sign up for it. So
really,
that was so cool. Yeah. I figured I'm going to keep doing free ones just to introduce my style and techniques to people. But I thought it's about time I start doing some paid ones. And I was pretty surprised. Yeah, it was cool.
I am so proud of you. That's amazing.
Well, like I said, I think there's people out there that are dying to get out to paint, but I think there's still people who like in the comfort of their own home, if they're a little apprehensive still and they don't know, they just want to learn a little more. I think I think the online's here to stay too, which I really am excited about.
Yeah, that's what, I was talking to some of the new members because, again, we just opened the doors and the doors close on Thursday to Paint Party Headquarters. So if you have been wanting to learn more about this, definitely check it out. You can text the link join. You can text the word join. And so hopefully it looks like everything's starting to work a little better on the tech side. So that's good. But really what I wanted to say, Cheryl, is, we have some people that have just started having, Texas has been open for a couple of months now. Mm-hmm. But what I noticed is that, it took a little bit for people to go, okay, Eddie, like it's almost like a re-entry into the world. So I know that, when you're doing your in-person, don't be discouraged if it does take, a couple months for people, because some people, they're told I think it will.
Again, the venues might be open, but I think people, again, are a little bit taking their time to get out there, which is fun.
Yeah, and then I know, I've been doing this for so many years now. I had so many of my venues like immediately contact me and go, okay, let's reschedule. Let's get them all booked.
They need the business too. They need us back.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so I'm going to show what I'm doing. So what I did, Cheryl, is I did a paper towel just to get some texture on this.
Oh, cool.
And then what I'm going to do is kind of add in actually some of the stencil. These are just some stencils off of Amazon. And my whole thing is about this. So hopefully y'all can hear me okay. This is one of my favorite quotes. This was from Gabby Bernstein, and I was reading it in a Success magazine, and I kept rereading what she said. She said if she could tell herself something 10 years ago, she would say, relax, it's going to be great. And so I kept rereading that and rereading that. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I have to paint that, because I just want to be able to like keep reminding myself, like, relax, it's going to be great.
It's
and
hard.
so
Yeah.
it is. And so that's what I'm doing mine on. And then we just found out Kelly Ann joined. Oh my gosh. Oh, Kelly Ann, I think I saw you last night on the meeting. So all of y'all that are joining today, I'm going to meet with you at 6 p.m. Central tonight to have some coffee. So we're going to have some coffee together. I'm going to meet you face to face so I can get to know you. Okay, so show us what you're doing on yours.
I'm doing like a little wreath of flowers around the edge of my quote in a heart shape. And I started just with some greens, different shades, and I'm going to do these kind of hollyhockish flowers on top, but they're going to become much brighter. I start them really dark and then brighten the pink up in each step.
Oh my gosh. So
it's on a wooden board.
So I want you to hold that up a little closer to the camera. And then Mandy says,
Hi,
I'm in an accountability group with Cheryl. She says, can I just say she is awesome, along with the ladies in our group. Love PPHQ. So do you and Mandy meet?
We do. We have an awesome accountability group. And
I love that.
And just, I have to say, sometimes the memberships I'm in, the best things that come out of it are the networking and the accountability groups and the friends that you make. That's an important thing.
It is so, so important. Oh my gosh. I think if I could give people any advice, that's one of the biggest things, is like remembering that it's not always just about paint parties. Like I'm sure you and your accountability group have not only helped each other, but made connections, for life.
Yes, absolutely. I have some great groups from different online memberships and things.
That is so cool. Well, I'm just adding the stencil on here. Let me go ahead and kind of bring this down. Here's the thing about painted prayers. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I'm just adding some gold on here to give it texture. You can do anything you want. So those of y'all that are doing painted prayers, it's more about a process. Like I usually like to, crank up some good music and just like really create and have fun. Here's another one that I did. This one I did a couple of years ago. It's really big, so I'm trying to be careful not knock everything down. But it's called Beautiful
great.
Savior. I'm yours forever. And you can see it's nothing major. But how cool is that? So if you so you can do anything you want, and it's really just about having so much fun. So can you give anybody, because I know we just have a few more minutes to kind of talk here, and I want you to share, because I know some people are going to want to know where to find more about you. Can you share where they can find you? And then also, Cheryl, what's your advice for people who are wanting to start a paint party business, but they're scared?
Well, that's kind of all about my quote too, right? You have that light within you. You have to get the coverage. Every time I go live, I'm afraid, and I love doing them, and I look forward to it, but I'm still afraid. But I push that button and I go, and it all comes together. So you just got to get over yourself for 1 little minute and just jump forward. It's really so worth it. And the community is such a nurturing, wonderful community to bring you along, whether you're a very beginner or if you're more experienced and think you know it all. I think it's a great fit for everyone.
Yeah, I think that, like what you said too, I mean, I know like there's been times in my life where I've been humbled because I'll go into a place or something and think, well, I got this, I know this. And then I think if we come from a place to totally like feel like we're always learning, then we're going to always grow, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And there's always something to be learned from somebody,
Absolutely.
I love that. Yeah, that's one of the really cool benefits of Paint Party Headquarters is we have accountability groups where, people have been meeting up. Isn't that? I mean, they've been like meeting up at coffee shops and at local places.
And people, pretty cool. People might think it's, the competition, it's their competition. It's so not that. It's so about community and helping each other. There's a room for, like you say, Heidi, there's room for everyone. And it shouldn't be a fear to say, oh, well, there's already a place near me that does this, or there's too many people. You have your own style, and then you get your own people, and it's just something you should just go for, I think.
Yeah, I think that's so true. If we come from a place of, there's plenty and all of that, then there really is. When we come from a place of fear and, oh my gosh, I can't do this because Cheryl and Heidi are already doing this.
Right.
There's so many things. And Gloria says, I'm scared I have an appointment tomorrow for my very first interview to see someone that wants a paint party. And then I have 2 other ones that I may be going and that they may be saying yes on. So what would you tell Gloria? Because she's very nervous. And congrats, Gloria, for starting the booking.
That's great that she's got that. And once you get in, you start talking to the person, the fear goes away a little bit, and then you feel the regular people, and you have a lot to offer them. So nervous is good because then you're on your best game, but don't not do something because of the nervousness. Once you do it once, it's going to get easier and easier. And just think of what is going to come, the rewards that will come from it.
Yes, definitely. Oh my gosh. I am so excited for her. And then anybody on here, I see Deb was having some questions. Here in a few minutes, I'm going to be live from my computer, just answering some of your questions. So if you're still on the fence and you're not really sure if you should join Paint Party Headquarters, because we only have a couple more days and this will be the last time we ever, have it at this price. So if you're on the fence, I want to answer those questions for you. So join me here in just a few minutes and I'll be answering some of your questions, or you can email support@texasartandsoul.com and we can get them answered as well. But for everybody that's joining us, we are going to have a meeting tonight at 6 p.m. Central so I can meet you face to face. So Cheryl, let's tell everybody, I know they're going to want to know where you are, where you're from, where they can see your art, because it's just gorgeous.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks. Well, my paint party business is Tinker's Cart Art, and I'm on Facebook and Insta and all the places. I'm also an illustrator, and my name is Cheryl Hughes. So Cheryl Hughes Designs will take you to my illustration and fine art site, but you can find me on Facebook very easily.
So I was looking at your fine art, which by the way is gorgeous. Have you noticed, like, when doing, have you still been able to do your fine art plus your paint parties?
I do, because it's sort of such a love that I make time for it, not as much time, but I still think this is fine art. You know what I mean? This is as important to me as painting. I'm a big fan of plein air painting. So I do make time to get outside. And what's good about painting like that is you have a time limit, you have to work fast, and it brings you outside and it's enjoyable. So I even on my Tinker's Cart Art site will pop in when I'm out plein air painting and show everybody what I'm doing, because it's not all that different, really. Once you get that spark and that artistic little flame starts, you could go anywhere with it. Yeah.
That is so cool. And I think too, having there's such that starving artist mentality out there. And I think as artists, we have to be like nimble. We have to pivot. We have to, figure out what's working. And so it looks like you're kind of combining the best of both worlds.
Yeah. And again, you're right. There's always a way to, make some money or whatnot. At least I've always pivoted and found, I've always done this sort of thing. I've always found a little niche somewhere of something that people like to, and I sell it. Or like the ceramics, Heidi, that was such a cool idea. The Gare delivery guy comes to my house in his truck and is blown away that it's not a big studio. He's like, well, how do you sell all these? I said, I go online, I turn the camera on and I paint them and then I sell them. So there's so many different ways that because of you, I'm aware of and have been able to, actually bring in money, especially during the pandemic.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Right before we went live, I was telling Cheryl, I said, I just got my call back from my ceramics person because, I love to get all the information I can so that I can share it with y'all in Paint Party Headquarters so you can be prepared for these really, big things that are coming. So for all of y'all that are joining, we're actually going to have some bonus sessions in June and July to get you ready for fall, because Cheryl, as well as I do how profitable fall can be.
It is. Yeah, it's amazing.
It's really good. And we're so much fun.
That you're kind of our guinea pig, Heidi, because you try all the things and then you tell us what works and what doesn't.
I know. I always tell Paint Party Headquarters, I'm like, let me try this. If it's a total flop, I remember, was it last year? I was like, let me try the wooden earrings and see if they work.
Yep.
And then I was like, okay, everybody halt. Do not go forward, you know? So yeah, it's totally, I love being the guinea pig of Paint Party Headquarters and trying stuff because I don't really care if I fail. And I've been doing this so long, failure doesn't sting as much as it used to. So I'm really excited to be able to help. And it looks like Deb is interested. So Deb's interested in joining, but she has a few questions. So yeah, so here in a few minutes, y'all, I'm going to go back to my desktop where my Wi-Fi is a little bit better. And then I'm going to go live and answer some of your questions. So if you didn't get your question answered, just join me here in just a minute. But yeah, I'm just so happy you spent some time with us. And we've got to see that painting up close.
Oh, it's getting there. It's getting there.
Oh my goodness. Read that quote for us one more time.
I will. It's, if one has courage, no thing can dim the light which shines from within. And that's Maya Angelou's quote. And speaking of things that never go, things never go perfectly as planned. Right before we went on, Heidi, I noticed I didn't stencil any of the T's on. So I had to go in and put T's in.
So you're adding a model. I know that's one of the things that we can be for certain of, that things will not go as planned, right?
Yep.
So cool. Well, I'm so happy you spent some time with me, and my painted prayer is still in the works. I will let y'all see it when I'm all the way finished. But yeah, and then I just wanted to just take a moment to, share Cheryl with you. She's one of our members, and we love having her, and she's doing great things. And I just want y'all to know, anybody who is interested in joining Paint Party Headquarters, you have a couple more days to make a decision. I just want to help y'all, and my heart is really to help you succeed at this. And my job is to try to make as many mistakes as fast as possible so I can give you the wisdom from that. So Cheryl, we appreciate you being here.
We appreciate you, Heidi.
Oh,
thank you so much for everything.
All right. Well, y'all have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.